February 14, 1973, Las Vegas. Backstage at the Las Vegas Hilton, two men stand in a hallway that smells like cigarettes and something darker, something neither of them can name. Elvis Presley and Muhammad Ali have just shaken hands. The photographers have left. The handlers have stepped back. There is silence now, the kind of silence that makes both men uncomfortable. Elvis's hand trembles slightly as he reaches for his cigarette case. It is not excitement, Ali notices. He stops mid-sentence. Something in Elvis's eyes makes him go quiet. A recognition passes between them, not admiration, not celebrity acknowledging celebrity, something else entirely, something that feels like drowning. 6 months from now, Elvis will collapse on stage in this same building. His heart will nearly give out. The pills will stop working. The machine will break down. And Muhammad Ali will read about it in a newspaper and remember this exact moment. This silence, this look. He will remember what Elvis whispered to him before they pulled apart, and it will make him sick. But we are getting ahead of ourselves. To understand why this 15-minute meeting would haunt both men until their final days, you have to understand what brought them to that hallway in the first place. You have to understand what they were running from, what they had already lost, and why, when they looked at each other, they both saw the same ending. Because what Elvis said in those 15 minutes would become the one confession Muhammad Ali never forgot, and the one truth Elvis could never escape. 3 weeks before that meeting, Elvis sits alone in his dressing room at the Las Vegas Hilton. It is 3:47 in the morning. He has just finished his second show of the night. His body aches in ways it did not ache a year ago. His hand shakes when he tries to remove his stage costume. He needs help with the buttons. He is 38 years old. He performs twice every night, 7 nights a week. He takes upward of 30 pills per day just to wake up, stay awake, perform, sleep, and then do it all again. The pills are not working like they used to. He needs more, always more, but more only brings him back to baseline. It does not bring him joy. It does not bring him energy. It just keeps the machine running. Priscilla is gone, not officially, not yet, but she is already gone in every way that matters. She stopped looking at him the way she used to. She stopped believing the promises. Everyone knows, the whole world knows. In a few months, the divorce papers will make it official. But sitting here, staring at his reflection in the mirror, Elvis already feels the weight of it. Another failure, another thing he could not hold on to. His reflection stares back. He does not recognize the face. The bloating, the exhaustion in the eyes, he turns away. Colonel Parker controls everything, every breath, every dollar, every decision. Elvis signed the contracts years ago. He cannot get out. He has tried. The lawyers told him it would cost him everything, so he stays, he performs, he takes the pills, he smiles for the cameras, he does what is expected. Somewhere downstairs, people are gambling away their rent money, hoping for a miracle. Upstairs, Elvis Presley is doing the same thing, different currency, same desperation. He does not remember the full show he just performed. He remembers walking on stage. He remembers the lights. He remembers the audience screaming, but the middle part is gone, erased. His body did it without him. Muscle memory, autopilot. The Elvis Presley show performed by a man who is no longer Elvis Presley. Joe Esposito knocks on the door. Elvis does not answer. Joe comes in anyway. He always does. "You okay, boss?" Elvis nods. He is not okay. Joe knows this, but they both play their parts. "Got a call today," Joe says. "Muhammad Ali is in town, wants to meet you." Elvis lights a cigarette. His hand shakes. He steadies it with his other hand. "When?" "Couple weeks before your Valentine's show, backstage, private." Elvis does not care about meeting Muhammad Ali. He does not care about meeting anyone, but he nods anyway, because that is what he does. He agrees, he performs. He says yes when everyone needs him to say yes. Joe leaves. Elvis sits in the silence. He wonders what it feels like to say no, to walk away, to stop being Elvis Presley and just be a person again. But he cannot remember what that feels like. Cannot remember the last time he felt like himself. Cannot remember if there was ever a self to begin with, or if Elvis Presley was always just a character someone else invented. 2,000 miles away, Muhammad Ali sits in his hotel room in Chicago. He is 31 years old. He should be in his prime, but his prime was stolen. 3.5 years. Banned from boxing for refusing the draft. Political exile. They took everything, his title, his earnings, his best years. He got some of it back, fought his way back into the ring, but Joe Frazier beat him in 1971, the first loss of his career. It still burns. Ali talks about it like it does not matter, like it was just one fight. But alone, in rooms like this, it matters. It matters more than he will ever admit. He is married to Belinda Boyd. They have 4 children, but the marriage is fracturing. The public does not know yet. Ali is good at hiding things, good at performing confidence when he feels lost, good at being Muhammad Ali even when he does not want to be. His managers tell him he needs to stay visible, stay in the press, public appearances, photo opportunities. They suggest meeting Elvis Presley in Vegas, good publicity, 2 icons, the cameras will love it. Ali does not particularly want to meet Elvis. He does not have time. He is training for his next fight, but he agrees anyway, because that is what he does. He says yes, he performs, he gives them what they want. But sitting there in Chicago, staring at the wall, Ali wonders something he has wondered before. How long can you keep pretending to be invincible before you forget how to be anything else? The meeting is scheduled for February 14, 1973, Valentine's Day. The irony is not lost on either man. Both of their marriages are dying. Both of them are pretending otherwise. Elvis does not sleep well the night before. He takes pills to sleep. They do not work. He lies in bed, staring at the ceiling, thinking about nothing and everything. His chest feels tight. His heart beats irregularly. He has felt this before. The doctors tell him it is stress. They give him more pills. The pills make it worse. He thinks about Priscilla, about Lisa Marie, about how he has failed them both, not dramatically, not with cruelty, just with absence, with exhaustion, with being Elvis Presley instead of being a husband, a father, a person. He thinks about Colonel Parker, about the contracts, about how many people depend on him to keep performing, the band, the backup singers, the crew, the hotel. If he stops, they all suffer, so he cannot stop. The machine is too big, it has to keep running. He thinks about the pills, about whether they are killing him or keeping him alive. He is no longer sure there is a difference. Ali cannot sleep either. He paces his hotel room. His mind will not quiet. He thinks about Frazier, about the rematch he needs, about proving he is still the greatest. But the words feel hollow now. He has said them so many times they have lost meaning. He thinks about the years they took from him, the government, the boxing commission, the people who decided he was not allowed to be both principled and successful. They made him choose. He chose his principles. It cost him everything. He thinks about his family, about whether he is failing them by being gone so much, by training, by fighting, by being Muhammad Ali instead of being a husband, a father, a person. He thinks about getting older, about time running out, about whether he can ever get back what was stolen. Both men in different cities thinking parallel thoughts, neither knowing the other is awake, neither knowing how much they have in common, yet. The next morning, Elvis walks down the hallway toward Muhammad Ali's dressing room. His entourage follows behind. Joe Esposito, Jerry Schilling, a few others. They are excited, talking about the photo opportunity, about how cool this will be. Elvis is not excited. He is exhausted, but he walks anyway, puts one foot in front of the other, does what is expected. The show must go on. It always does. But as he gets closer to that door, something shifts inside him. A thought surfaces, a question he has not allowed himself to ask in years, a question that only another prisoner of fame could possibly answer. He wonders if Muhammad Ali knows how to escape, if Ali has found a way to be himself inside the mythology, if it is possible to survive this kind of suffocation. He wonders if Ali will tell him the truth, or if Ali will just perform the way everyone else performs, the way Elvis himself performs, the carefully constructed lie that everything is fine. He reaches the door, takes a breath, straightens his jacket, prepares to smile, prepares to be Elvis Presley one more time. But underneath the performance, the question burns, the question he needs to ask, the one question only another prisoner of fame could answer. Can you survive this, or does it kill everyone eventually? The door opens, Muhammad Ali stands there grinning. The grin is performative, practiced, the same grin he gives every camera, every reporter, every stranger who expects Muhammad Ali to be larger than life. Elvis recognizes it immediately. He wears the same mask. Elvis Presley, Ali's voice booms down the hallway. The king, but I am the greatest. The entourage laughs. Everyone performs their roles. Joe Esposito pulls out a camera. Ali throws a mock punch toward Elvis's jaw, stopping inches from his face. Elvis flinches slightly, not from fear, from exhaustion, but he recovers, smiles, plays along. They pose for photographs, arms around each other's shoulders. Ali talking, always talking. Elvis nodding, smiling, offering the responses everyone expects. The handlers circle them like satellites. Everyone wants a piece of this moment. Everyone needs it to mean something. 5 minutes pass this way. Surface pleasantries, manufactured energy. Both men doing what they have done 10,000 times before, becoming the versions of themselves that other people need. Then Joe Esposito checks his watch, says something about needing to get set up for the next round of press. The photographers leave. The entourage drifts toward the door. Suddenly, the room is quieter, not silent, but quieter. Ali is still talking, something about his upcoming fight. His words come fast, filling the space, but his eyes flick toward Elvis's hands. Elvis is lighting a cigarette. His fingers tremble, not dramatically, just enough to notice if you are looking. Ali stops mid-sentence. You all right, man? The question is different from everything that came before. No performance in it, just genuine concern. Elvis looks up. Their eyes meet. For the first time since the door opened, both men drop the act. Yeah, Elvis says, then quieter, no, I do not know. Ali's face changes, the bravado drains out of it. He gestures toward a chair. Elvis sits. Ali sits across from him. The room feels smaller now, more honest. What is going on? Ali asks. Elvis does not answer immediately. He drags on his cigarette, stares at the floor. When he finally speaks, his voice is lower, stripped of the smooth Elvis Presley cadence everyone knows. How do you do it? Elvis asks. How do you keep fighting when you know they will never let you really win? Ali leans back. The question lands harder than he expected. He does not have a quick answer, does not have a joke to deflect with, because he knows exactly what Elvis means. What do you mean? Ali asks, though he already knows. All of it, Elvis says. The people around you, the ones who need you to be something you are not anymore, the contracts, the expectations, the performance. How do you keep going when it stops being yours? Ali's jaw tightens. He looks away. When he looks back, something has shifted in his expression, vulnerability he rarely shows anyone. You just described my whole life, man. Elvis laughs. It is a bitter sound, no joy in it. I take 30 pills a day just to function, Elvis says. Uppers to wake up, downers to sleep, something else to perform. I do not even know what half of them are anymore. The doctors keep prescribing, I keep taking, and I still feel like I am disappearing. Ali does not interrupt. He listens, really listens, because he recognizes the desperation in Elvis's voice. The same desperation he hears in his own head late at night when the cameras are off and the performance is over. Colonel Parker owns me, Elvis continues. Every decision, every dollar. I signed contracts when I was too young to understand what I was signing. Now I cannot get out. Lawyers tell me it would cost everything. So I stay, I perform, I smile, I do what I am told. They took 3.5 years from me, Ali says quietly. Banned me from boxing because I would not go to Vietnam, took my title, took my prime. When I got back, I was not the same. Lost to Frazier, first loss of my career. And it is killing me inside, but I cannot let anyone see it, cannot let anyone think I am weak. Elvis nods. He understands. They are speaking the same language now. the language of men trapped inside their own legends. My marriage is over, Elvis says. Priscilla is leaving, everyone knows. The lawyers are already talking, and I cannot even blame her. I have not been a husband in years. I have been Elvis Presley, and Elvis Presley is a terrible husband. Mine is falling apart too, Ali admits. Belinda and we fight. I am never home, always training, always performing, always being Muhammad Ali. I do not know how to just be a man anymore. Do not know if I ever did. The honesty is almost unbearable. Both men sit in it. Two strangers confessing sins they have never spoken aloud, finding relief in the fact that someone else understands. I do not remember the last time I felt like myself, Elvis says. His voice cracks slightly. I do not remember what that even feels like, being me, not the character, not the product, just me. Ali stares at him. The words echo in his own head, because he does not remember either, has not felt like himself in so long that he is no longer sure who himself even is. Can you, Elvis asks, can you remember? Ali shakes his head slowly. No, man, I cannot either. The silence that follows is heavy, weighted with too many years of performance, too many people depending on them, too many contracts and expectations and handlers and managers, and everyone who needs them to be gods instead of men. Sometimes I think about walking away, Elvis says, just disappearing, becoming nobody, living somewhere quiet where nobody knows my name, but I cannot. Too many people depend on the machine, the band, the crew, the colonel. If I stop, they all suffer, so I cannot stop. You think I do not dream about that, Ali says, about just being done, no more fights, no more press, no more performing, but what would I be without boxing? Who would I be? I do not know, and that scares me more than any punch ever could. Elvis looks at him, really looks at him, sees the same exhaustion, the same fear, the same slow suffocation. I am too tired to fight anymore, Elvis says. The admission costs him something. His shoulders sag. I know I should fight back against the colonel, against the doctors, against all of it, but I am just so tired. Ali leans forward. His voice is urgent now, almost desperate. You cannot say that, man. You cannot give up. We carry too many people to fall. You fall, it breaks something, proves something about all of us, that we cannot survive this, that it kills everyone eventually. Maybe it does, Elvis says. Maybe we are already dead, just too stubborn to lie down. Do not talk like that. Why not? It is the truth. Ali stands, paces, his hands clench and unclench. He is agitated, angry not at Elvis, at the situation, at the invisible cage they are both locked inside. You have got to fight back, Ali says, against all of them, the doctors, the handlers, the people taking pieces of you. You have got to take control back. Elvis shakes his head. I told you, I am too tired. Then you already lost, man, and I am not ready to watch that happen. Elvis stands, they face each other, two men who barely know each other but understand each other completely. The performance is gone now, the masks are off. What remains is raw, painful, true. You will though, Elvis says quietly. You will watch it happen, because I do not know how to stop it, do not know how to be anything except this, and this is killing me. Ali's eyes fill with something that looks like fear, because he knows Elvis is right. He can already see how this ends, can already feel the weight of watching someone drown and being unable to save them. Elvis steps forward. They embrace, not for cameras, not for the entourage, just two men holding on to each other because there is no one else who understands. When they pull apart, Elvis leans close, whispers something only Ali can hear. Ali's face changes, the color drains, his eyes widen. He opens his mouth to respond, but Elvis is already walking toward the door. Elvis! Take care of yourself, champ, Elvis says without turning around. One of us should make it out alive. He leaves, the door closes behind him. Ali stands alone in the empty room. Someone knocks, asks if he is ready for his next appointment. Ali does not answer. He stares at the door Elvis just walked through. His hands are shaking now too. Gene Kilroy, Ali's friend and cornerman, comes in. finds Ali standing there, motionless. "You okay? What did Elvis say?" Ali does not answer for a long time. When he finally speaks, his voice is hollow. "Nothing, man, nothing at all." But his face tells a different story, and for hours afterward he does not joke, does not brag, does not perform, he just sits in silence, replaying those final whispered words. The confession Elvis made, the truth Ali knows he will carry for the rest of his life. Because what Elvis told him was not a cry for help, it was a goodbye. 6 months pass. August 1973, Elvis collapses on stage at the Las Vegas Hilton, middle of a performance. One moment he is singing, the next he is on the floor, semi-conscious, heart racing dangerously. The audience thinks it is part of the show at first, then they realize it is not. Paramedics rush him to the hospital. The official story is exhaustion, overwork, nothing serious. He will be back performing in 2 weeks. The colonel makes sure that message reaches every newspaper, every television station. Cannot let people think Elvis Presley is broken, cannot let the machine stop. Muhammad Ali reads about it in a Chicago newspaper. He is training for his next fight. Someone hands him the paper during a water break. Ali stops mid-sentence when he sees the headline. His face goes blank. He remembers the trembling hands, the exhausted eyes, the unfinished sentence Elvis never completed in that dressing room. "Sometimes I think the only way out is." Ali asks someone in his camp to call someone in Elvis's camp, just to check, to see if he is really okay. The response comes back an hour later. Elvis is fine, recovering, already talking about getting back on stage. Everything is under control. Ali knows that is a lie. He has heard that lie before, has told that lie himself. Everything is fine, everything is under control. The performance continues even when the performer is dying. He wants to call Elvis directly, picks up the phone twice, puts it down both times. What would he say? How do you tell a drowning man to swim when you are barely treading water yourself? How do you save someone when you cannot save yourself? He does not make the call. It is a decision that will haunt him for decades. Elvis returns to performing 2 weeks later, exactly as promised. The photographs from those shows tell a different story than the official press releases. His face is bloated. His movements are slower. His voice cracks on notes that used to come easily, but he performs. The machine grinds forward. The audience applauds. Nobody stops the show. 1974 arrives. Elvis and Priscilla finalize their divorce in October. The headlines are brutal. Photographers camp outside courthouses. Television reporters speculate about what went wrong. Elvis does not comment publicly. Privately, he increases his pill intake. The doctors keep prescribing. Nobody says no. Nobody ever says no to Elvis Presley. Ali watches from a distance. He sees the photos in magazines. Elvis at airports, surrounded by handlers. Elvis on stage, forgetting lyrics to his own songs. Elvis at press conferences, slurring words. The decline is visible to anyone paying attention. Most people are not paying attention. They see Elvis Presley. They do not see the man disappearing inside the costume. Ali's own career is resurging. September 1974, he defeats Joe Frazier in their rematch, wins a unanimous decision, exorcises some of the demons from that first loss, but the victory feels hollow. He keeps thinking about Elvis, about the warning he never delivered, about the phone call he never made. October 30, 1974. Kinshasa, Zaire, the rumble in the jungle. Ali faces George Foreman, the most feared heavyweight in the world. Everyone thinks Ali is finished. Too old, too slow. Foreman will destroy him. But Ali wins, 8th round knockout, reclaims the heavyweight championship, proves everyone wrong. The celebration is massive, global. Ali is on top of the world again, but in the middle of the chaos, someone hands him a telegram. It is from Elvis. "You did it, champ. You fought back." 7 words. Ali stares at them for a long time. He frames the telegram, keeps it in his training facility, looks at it often. It is one of the last direct communications they will ever have. Ali tells reporters later, Elvis understood what that fight meant. Most people did not. What he does not say is that the telegram felt like a goodbye, like Elvis was congratulating him for doing what Elvis himself could not do, fighting back, taking control, winning. 1975. 1976, Elvis's decline accelerates, the performances become increasingly erratic. He forgets lyrics mid-song, stops shows to ramble about nothing. His weight fluctuates wildly. One month he is bloated and slow. The next month he is gaunt and shaking. The pills are destroying him from the inside. Everyone around him knows. Nobody stops it. Television interviews from this period are difficult to watch. Elvis sits in chairs, sweating under studio lights. His words come slowly. He loses his train of thought, searches for words that used to come automatically. The interviewers pretend not to notice. They ask about his music, his movies, his legacy. They do not ask about the pills, about the pain, about the obvious disintegration happening in real time. Ollie sees some of these interviews. He is training for his fight against Ken Norton in September 1976. Someone has a television on in the gym. An Elvis interview comes on. Ollie stops hitting the heavy bag, watches. Elvis is talking about Graceland, about how much he loves his home, but his eyes are empty, his voice is flat. He is reading lines from a script only he can see. Ollie turns to his trainer. He told me he was too tired to fight. I should have made him promise to try. His trainer says nothing. What is there to say? Spring 1977. Ollie is preparing for his fight against Ernie Shaver's dangerous opponent, heavy puncher. Ollie is 35 now. His own body is starting to betray him. Slower reflexes, punches do not land as cleanly. He can feel time running out. Someone tells him Elvis recorded a message for him, a pep talk to play before the fight. Ollie is surprised, touched. They play it in his locker room before he walks to the ring. Elvis's voice comes through the speakers. Go get them, champ. Show them what a real fighter looks like. The words are right, but the voice is wrong, slurred, weak, struggling. Ollie listens and his face hardens. After the message ends, he sits in silence. Somebody needs to help him, Ollie says quietly. His cornerman responds, you cannot save everybody, Ollie. I know, but I told him not to quit, and he is quitting. Ollie wins the fight against Shavers, 15 brutal rounds, but the victory feels meaningless. He keeps thinking about Elvis's voice on that recording, about how much worse it sounded than 6 months ago, about how fast the end is coming. What Ollie does not know, Elvis's inner circle has completely isolated him. Dr. Nishapoulos prescribes thousands of pills per month. Uppers, downers, painkillers, everything Elvis asks for and more. The other doctors look the other way. Colonel Parker keeps booking shows. The machine needs fuel. Elvis is the fuel. Every performance is an act of self-destruction now. Elvis stumbles through songs, forgets where he is mid-concert, needs help getting off stage. The audience still applauds. They still scream his name. They cannot see what is happening, or they do not want to see. Either way, nobody stops the show. August 16, 1977. Ollie is in training camp, preparing for his upcoming fight. Morning session, running drills. Someone interrupts, pulls Ollie aside. His face is serious. Ollie, Elvis is dead. Ollie stops. The gym goes quiet. He does not move, does not speak, just stands there, fists still taped, breathing hard from the workout. How? Heart attack. They found him in his bathroom at Graceland. Ollie sits down on the ring apron. Slowly, like his legs will not hold him anymore, he stares at the floor. 20 minutes pass. Nobody speaks. Nobody leaves. They just wait. His wife Veronica finds him later that afternoon. He is sitting alone in a corner of the gym. His head is in his hands. She has never seen him cry. She sees it now. He told me, Ollie says, his voice breaks. He told me he could not fight anymore, and I just let him walk away. Veronica does not know what to say. Ollie is not talking to her. He is talking to himself, to the ghost of a conversation that happened 4 years ago in a Las Vegas hallway. I should have done something, should have called, should have made him promise something. You could not have saved him, Veronica says gently. Maybe, but I did not try, and that is worse. Ali refuses to talk to reporters about Elvis's death for days. When he finally does, he keeps it brief, professional, no emotion, but the people close to him see the guilt, the weight, the way he stares off into space when he thinks nobody is watching. Elvis's funeral is massive. Tens of thousands of people descend on Memphis, cameras everywhere, the whole spectacle televised, exactly what Elvis feared his life had become, a circus, a performance. Even in death, they will not let him rest. Ali does not attend. People ask why. He gives vague answers about training obligations, about scheduling conflicts. The truth is simpler. He cannot watch it, cannot watch them turn Elvis's death into entertainment, cannot participate in the machine that killed him. Later he tells someone, they turned his death into a show, they never let him rest, even at the end. I was not going to be part of that. But the real reason runs deeper. Ali knows that if he goes to that funeral, if he sees that casket, he will have to confront the truth he has been avoiding, that he watched someone drown, that he recognized the signs, that he had one chance to pull Elvis back from the edge in that Vegas hallway, and he did not. Elvis whispered something to him before they parted, a confession Ali has never repeated to anyone. The words echo in his head now, 4 years later, too late to matter, too painful to forget. He sits alone in his hotel room that night, stares at the framed telegram on his wall. You did it, champ, you fought back. Ali takes it down, puts it in a drawer. He cannot look at it anymore, cannot bear the weight of what it represents. One man who fought back, one man who could not, and the 15 minutes where they both admitted the truth neither could escape. 7 years pass, 1984. Muhammad Ali sits in a neurologist's office in Los Angeles. The doctor delivers the diagnosis Ali has been dreading: Parkinson's disease, progressive, incurable. His hands will shake, his speech will slur, his body will betray him slowly, visibly, irreversibly. Ali's hands are already trembling, have been for months. He thought it was just fatigue, stress, the accumulated damage from too many punches, but it is more than that. Something inside him is breaking down, something he cannot fight. He drives home in silence, parks in his driveway, sits in the car for an hour staring at nothing. His hands rest on the steering wheel. They shake, not dramatically, just enough to notice if you are looking. He remembers Elvis, February 1973, that hallway in Las Vegas, Elvis lighting a cigarette, his fingers trembling, the same tremor Ali is feeling now. The symmetry is unbearable. Ali begins to understand what Elvis tried to tell him, not the words Elvis whispered at the end. Those words Ali has carried in silence for 7 years, but something deeper, something about bodies becoming prisons, about losing control slowly, about watching yourself disappear and being powerless to stop it. Elvis said, I cannot remember the last time I felt like myself. Ali closes his eyes. He cannot remember either, has not felt like himself in years. The Muhammad Ali everyone knows is a performance, a character he plays. The real person underneath has been drowning for so long that Ali is no longer sure that person still exists. His Parkinson's progresses, 1985, 1986, 1987, his speech begins to slur, his movements slow. The transformation is public, brutal. Everyone watches Muhammad Ali, the fastest mouth in sports history, struggle to form sentences. Everyone watches the most graceful heavyweight in boxing history shuffle when he walks. Reporters ask him about it. He gives practiced answers, stays positive, refuses to show weakness. But alone, in hotel rooms and quiet moments, the reality is darker. He is losing himself, just like Elvis lost himself. Different methods, same result. 1991, a reporter asks Ali about Elvis during an interview, about their friendship. The question surprises him. They were not friends. They met once, 15 minutes, but the reporter persists. What was Elvis like? What did they talk about? Ali struggles to form the words. His Parkinson's makes speaking difficult now. Each sentence requires effort, concentration. He finally manages a response. We were not friends. We met once, 15 minutes. The reporter looks confused. That is it. Ali nods, takes a breath, forces the next words out. Sometimes 15 minutes is enough to see yourself in someone else, and that is the most terrifying thing in the world. The reporter does not understand, moves on to the next question, but Ali sits with those words for hours after the interview ends, replays them in his mind, knows they are true in ways he cannot fully explain. He gives more interviews over the years, different reporters, different cities, but Elvis keeps coming up. The meeting in Vegas, what it meant, what they talked about. Ali's answers vary, but one theme remains constant: regret. 1996, another interview, another question about Elvis. I should have told him to walk away from all of it, Ali says. His voice is barely above a whisper now. The Parkinson's has stolen most of his volume. Just walk away. The interviewer leans closer. Would he have listened? Ali shakes his head slowly. Number would I have? No, that is the point. We were both too far gone. The interviewer does not press further. Ali's face has closed. Whatever else he is thinking stays locked inside. What Ali never tells anyone, Elvis's final words to him that day in Vegas. The confession whispered before they pulled apart. Ali has kept that secret for over 20 years, will keep it until he dies, because some truths are too heavy to share. Some confessions belong only to the people who heard them. But the weight of carrying it alone has carved something out of Ali, left a hollow space where certainty used to live, made him wonder constantly if things could have been different, if he had done something, said something, refused to let Elvis walk out that door. The what-ifs multiply as Ali's own body deteriorates. 1998, 2000, 2005. His Parkinson's worsens. He withdraws from public life gradually, still makes appearances, still performs when he has to, but the man behind the performance is fading, just like Elvis faded. Different methods. Elvis chose pills, Ali's disease chose him, but the result is the same. Two men who became symbols, monuments, myths. Two men who lost themselves inside those myths and could not find their way back. People remember the meeting now as something beautiful, two legends celebrating each other, icons recognizing icons. The photographs get shared online, nostalgic captions attached. When Elvis met Ali, as if it was a moment of joy, a meeting of gods. Nobody knows it was actually a confessional, a moment of mutual recognition between two men watching their own destruction, a desperate conversation about survival between two people who already knew they would not survive. Elvis died performing the role that killed him, on stage, off stage, always Elvis Presley, never just a man. The pills were not the disease, they were the symptom. The disease was fame, expectation, the crushing weight of carrying an entire mythology on your shoulders until your body gives out. Ali lived longer, fought longer, but he died the same death, slowly, publicly, watched by millions as he disappeared inside the prison of his own body, his voice stolen, his grace stolen, everything that made him Muhammad Ali stripped away piece by piece, until what remained was a man who could barely speak, barely move, barely exist outside the wheelchair and the silence. June 3, 2016, Muhammad Ali dies, age 74, respiratory complications from Parkinson's disease. The world mourns, global tributes, presidents and celebrities and millions of strangers sharing memories. Another massive public funeral, another life consumed by the mythology. In death, Ali joins Elvis in a way he could not in life. Both men sanitized, commercialized, their struggles erased, their pain forgotten. What remains are the legends, the myths, the carefully constructed versions that fit on t-shirts and commemorative plates. But that 15-minute meeting in 1973 tells a different story, not about celebration, about warning, two men looking at each other and seeing the same ending, two men who knew, even then, that they had already lost the only battle that mattered, the fight to remain themselves. Elvis told Ali the truth that day. Ali heard it, recognized it, felt it in his bones, but neither man could escape it, because the machine was too big, the mythology too powerful, the people depending on them too numerous. So they kept performing, kept destroying themselves, kept being Elvis Presley and Muhammad Ali even as Elvis and Muhammad disappeared. That is the legacy they left, not inspiration, warning, about what happens when we turn humans into gods, about the loneliness at the summit, about the price of greatness when greatness becomes a prison, about two men who saw each other's fate and could not prevent their own. The photographs from that meeting still circulate. Elvis and Ali, arms around each other, smiling. Everyone sees two legends. Nobody sees two dying men. Nobody sees the goodbye being delivered in real time. Nobody hears the whispered confession that Ali carried to his grave. We remember them as untouchable, invincible, larger than life. They spent their final years proving the opposite, showing us, in the most painful way possible, that nobody survives fame intact, that the mythology always wins, that the prison has no exit. Elvis knew it in 1973, told Ali in that hallway. Ali spent the next 43 years learning the same lesson. Different timeline, same truth. They both drowned, one quickly, one slowly, but both knew they were drowning long before they went under. In that 15-minute meeting, Elvis and Muhammad Ali both saw the same ending. One died trying to numb the pain. One died trying to fight through it. But both knew, even then, that they had already lost the only battle that mattered, the fight to remain themselves. Do you think either of them could have escaped what fame had made them? Or was that hallway in Vegas the moment they both admitted they were already gone?